Chapter, of course.
She wanna take a trip, she wanna take a ride. Shawty wanna spend the night. I can't get her off my mind. Says she love me all the time. She wanna take a trip, she wanna take a ride. Shawty wanna spend the night. I can't get her off my mind. Says she love me all the time. Baby, look into my eyes, the way that you look at me, I swear you're fire. I'm so glad that you are mine. Put my name on it so you know that it's mine. I swear I can love you all the time. Do your thing, baby, take your time. I swear I love it when you say my name when I hear it.
Today, I'm back with another video for you lovely people. And obviously the background's changed once again. I found a set place to film until my family moves. So today's video is going to be a Q&A on my deaf series. Okay, so the first question is going to be, what is deaf culture? Deaf culture is just like every other culture. There's nothing different from it. It's the same as like Mexican culture, like Russian cultures and things like that, except ours is obviously different. We don't have like set food that we eat, I guess. I mean, but our culture is, you know, like one as a family. We all unite together. We all have the similar experiences that nobody else like outside understands. You know, look at us compared to an average hearing family. We're very different. Like there's a lot of things that a hearing family would do that deaf people would do completely. Now, what is the deaf community? So the deaf community is kind of similar to deaf culture. I probably explained some of that wrong because I feel like I tied the two together. So basically, let's just wrap this up real quickly. Like I said earlier, we're all bonded as one. We all understand each other on a level other people can't. Is sign language universal? No, it's not. Each country, just as well as like in English, each country has their own form of sign language. Like in Hawaii, they have Hawaiian Sign Language that looks completely different than American Sign Language, which is obviously what we do in America. There's like Hispanic Sign Language and all that type of stuff. Each country has their own sign. Can all deaf people read lips? No, not all deaf people can read lips. And for the most part, deaf people don't like to read lips necessarily. I know, like, obviously, as you guys seen in my first video from my deaf series, or my second one actually, I said that I was born and raised in a deaf family, obviously. So my whole family's deaf. I know tons and tons of deaf people, deaf kids, deaf parents, deaf adults, whatever. Like, I know so many. I would say about like 95% of them hate reading lips because it's like there's so many other ways you can communicate with me. Why would you choose to do what's going to be hardest for me? Does ASL have grammar? Yes, we have Yes, we have a completely different grammar. So yeah. Is ASL a form of gesturing? No, because when deaf people communicate with other deaf people, it's based off of facial expressions is how you get the point across. So if I were to sit here and be like, I'm so excited to go out. You're like, oh, are you really? You know, but if I'm like, oh, I'm so excited to go out tonight, you know, and you're like really into it, that is what makes like it big. Gesturing, they do use it, but it's not what ASL is. All deaf people talk. No, not all can. Me, obviously being born and raised, I can understand many deaf people when they talk because it's something that you pick up on. When you grew up around it, you pick up on their accent. You pick up on the way they pronounce things and things like that. But my parents would not be able to go to like Taco Bell or McDonald's or something and be like, hey, can I get a double cheeseburger? Do cochlear implants make you hearing? Now, I want to do a whole separate video on this because I think this is an interesting topic and I can most definitely rant and rant and rant about this. Cochlear implants, in case you guys don't know, is a hearing aid, but they do surgery to put it into your ear, and then you wear a piece, obviously, over your ear type of deal. No, it doesn't make you hearing. It can make you hear, but it doesn't necessarily make you hearing. Why don't all deaf people get cochlear implants? Because from my understanding, I know a lot of people are against cochlear implants. Most of the people that I talk to are against it. I know and it's a personal choice. Not everybody needs to be able to hear. You were born the way you were born. That's all I have to say about that. Like, you're born the way you're born. Not everybody wants to be hearing. You know, I mean, not everybody wants to be deaf, but it's like, not everyone's like, oh, F my life, let me just start hearing now. Like, it doesn't work like that, you know? Do all deaf people have deaf parents? No. Around 10% of deaf people come from deaf families, but 90% of deaf people come from hearing families. So, where do deaf people go to school? There are schools locally, schools specifically for the deaf. Like, my parents both went to California School of Deaf, which is in Fremont. So, you know, their specific school. This one. Can deaf people read? Can deaf people write and drive? These are the most annoying questions I've ever been asked. Deaf people are just as good as hearing people. The only thing is they cannot hear. And to me, I feel as though deaf people are possibly better drivers than hearing people, because since they lost their hearing sense, their eye senses are a lot stronger than most hearing people in this world. Honestly, I think hearing people are dumb. And I'm freaking hearing, so I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. I think we're stupid. Like, and I think people are ignorant and just plain out dumb. Like, how do deaf people know if someone's at the door? Multiple ways. Like, for my family, we have a dog. Obviously, all of my brothers and sisters, we're all hearing. So, like, if we're home, we're obviously like, hey, mom, someone's at the door. Or if we're not, the dog's like, yo, 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 yo. I know other people have a light bulb installed, so whenever the doorbell rings, the light goes off. Whenever someone knocks on the door, the light bulb goes off. Deaf people talk on the phone. First of all, text messages. My parents can text. Second of all, FaceTime exists. Skype. What else? Uvu. What is an interpreter for? An interpreter is to communicate what the deaf person is saying to the hearing and what the hearing person is saying to the deaf person. Rude to watch deaf people signing. Where did that go? Oh. Yes, it is rude to just sit there and stare. I will be the first person to call somebody out on it. I don't care. I think it's disrespectful to sit there and be like, if deaf people are signing and I need to walk in between them, what do? Literally, I'm not kidding. Say, excuse me, and just keep walking in the middle of them. Doing the whole, like, crouching down and everything gets their attention, and they're like, oh, what's happening? You know? Whereas you just say, oh, excuse me, and kind of just walk through. It doesn't really interrupt anything happening. Signing, and I don't know the word, what do? Be like, oh, how do I say this? And then you'd spell it out. Because, I mean, hopefully you could know your ABCs if you can have a full conversation. So you'd spell out the word, and then they'd be like, oh, and like this. This is how you're saying it. You know what I mean? Yeah, like that. Mm-hmm. Where can I go to meet other signers and deaf community members? Any deaf social event. Deaf people go to bars, they go to nightclubs, they go to pool tables, they go to Starbucks. Honestly, you can look it up on Facebook, Google it. Like, there are so many different events that you could go to where you can just be like, oh, I can go check out this place that's happening on Friday, pick a time, everything, and then just go. And then deaf people go to the movies. They make subtitle closed caption devices. Yeah. How do deaf people watch TV? You turn on the closed captions? I don't know. Do deaf people have alarm clocks, and how do they wake up? Deaf people do have alarm clocks. Some people can set their phone so they feel the vibration. My dad's a really heavy sleeper, so he just has like a a basic ass alarm clock, and it just flashes a light whenever the alarm goes off. Alright, well that's all for today's video. I hope you guys got a little bit of a better understanding about like deaf people. If you guys have any more questions, I'm totally down to do a part 2 of this. Don't forget to give this video a big, big, big thumbs up for me. Also, don't forget to comment down below, subscribe, and share this with your guys' friends. Honestly, like, it's a great video. Honestly, Deaf series is going to be my favorite. Also, turn on the notifications, the little bell thing, so that way you guys can get notified every time that I post. Just give me a bunch of loves. Bye, guys!